As mentioned, an Ethernet frame is going to consist of three different sections. We're going to have a header, we're going to have the payload, and at the end we're going to have a trailer. So what are all of these sections and what value are they all providing? Well, we already talked about the payload. The payload is the data that we want to send. So we'll call this our application data. If I have an application on my computer and it wants to send information, this is the data that it's trying to convey to the other side. It doesn't really have to worry about the header. It doesn't have to worry about the trailer. That's all going to be handled by the rest of the networking stack. So it puts together the payload and it hands it off to the computer, the processes that are going to transmit this. Now the header, the purpose of this header is to provide information that's going to allow us to basically perform the networking, the traffic forwarding. We need to make sure that as we're handing off this Ethernet frame throughout the network, that it's able to get to its ultimate destination. And so this is all of the networking information that other devices in the path are going to need to look at, as well as the receiver to know for sure, hey, is this for me? And so this is going to contain our source and destination information. In fact, what we're going to find is that when we are talking about these headers, whether it's Ethernet or otherwise, we're going to take these bytes and we're going to arrange them into a group of bytes that we call a field. This field is going to have a specific purpose. And so when a receiver receives a frame, it's going to look at a field and it's going to interpret the appropriate purpose. And this is the value of having structure. You just sent me a bunch of ones and zeros, and I need to now know what you are trying to convey with those ones and zeros. So here are the three fields that are inside of the header. So this would be for the header. The first couple fields are very, very important. They, first of all, are the destination MAC address. And a MAC address is 48 bits in length, so we do our math, and that would be 6 bytes, or again, a capital B represents a byte. So the destination MAC address comes first. Then we have the source MAC address. I need to know who is sending this information. This is going to be very valuable information as far as the networking devices in the middle of the network are concerned. They want to know where this frame is going. They want to know where this frame came from. And each one of those fields is 6 bytes. The only other field in the header, this third field, is known as EtherType. EtherType is an interesting field. It is 2 bytes in length. And this basically tells us what's going on inside of the payload. So specifically, when we're looking at a payload from an Ethernet perspective, that is going to contain the application data. But as we have talked about in this course, there are a lot of layers of information when it comes to networking. And so we're also going to include things like our TCP ports. Let's just say that we're running TCP in this case. Whether it's TCP or UDP, that's going to be included in here because it's an upper layer set of information. So that would be layer 4. We might have an IP address in there. And from an Ethernet perspective, all of this is the payload. So what Ethernet is doing, since it operates at layer 2, is it's trying to say, all right, we know that we operate at layer 2, but I want to give you a peek at what's happening at layer 3. And I don't want you to have to look yourself. In other words, I don't want you to have to de-encapsulate this frame and look at the actual information. I'm going to tell you what's happening. And so I'm going to say, for example, that we are running IP version 4 at layer 3. This would be information contained inside of the EtherType, and specifically, it's contained within 2 bytes of information. So as we look at this Ethernet header, we can add up our math here, and we see that by default, Ethernet includes a 14-byte header. This is added to the 1500 bytes like we talked about before. And so when we talk about there being a maximum payload size of 1500 bytes, that is this information up here. That does not include the Ethernet header. But that said, when we consider the minimum, remember what we said, a minimum Ethernet frame must be 64 bytes and no smaller than that. Well, this will include the header at this point. So the 14 bytes are going to be taken out of that, and this is where we can get down to 50. But we did mention that, well, okay, but the math showed 46 bytes for a minimum payload size. Where did those other 4 bytes go? Well, that would be the trailer. So let's talk about the trailer now. The trailer is actually one field, and that field is known as the frame check sequence. And we can abbreviate that as FCS. The FCS is a really important field, and it's going to include a mathematical operation, that's another long phrase, that we call the cyclic redundancy check. And this can be abbreviated as CRC. So what in the world is going on here? We have FCS, we have CRC. The purpose of this trailer, this single field, the frame check sequence, is to perform error detection. I want to know, as I received the signals and I interpreted all of the ones and zeros, did I get it right? If you sent 1,500 bytes, and by the way, 1,500 bytes, if we multiply it out, is 12,000 bits. Did I get every single one of those bits correct? What if I have a weak signal? What if I didn't quite know exactly what you sent, and I'm pretty sure you sent a 1, but what if you sent a 0 and I got it wrong? Well, at this point, this trailer is going to help me out with that. We're going to use a mathematical operation known as a CRC, and the CRC is going to tell me whether or not there's an error inside of all of the information that I just processed. Now, talking about how exactly that works is outside the scope of this conversation. Essentially what it equates to is a math operation where I take that payload, I put it through this math operation that, again, we call the CRC, otherwise known as a hash, and this is going to give me an output. So when the sender, the transmitter, does this operation, they take that output and they include it into the Ethernet transmission. Now, as the receiver, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to get an output, and I'm going to compare my output to your output to make sure that they match. If they match, then everything is good. If they don't match, then there was an error in how I interpreted that, and this is going to result in the frame getting dropped if there's an error. Now, one of the neat things about this trailer, as we mentioned, or did we mention? It's 4 bytes in length. So this is where the other 4 bytes come from, like we talked about. So the trailer is 4 bytes in length, and it doesn't matter how long the Ethernet frame is. The Ethernet frame could have a 1,500 byte payload. It could be as small as a 46 byte payload. Doesn't matter. The trailer, that FCS, is always going to be 4 bytes in length. So when we come back to this conversation about minimum, the reason that we can get as low as a 46 byte payload here in the middle is because we have a 4 byte trailer and we have a 14 byte header. And when we add this all up, 14 plus 46 is 60, plus the 4 is 64, and that gets us our 64 byte minimum.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click here to subscribe to CBT Nuggets and click the notification bell to make sure that you're aware of every time we post new content. If you're interested in a career in IT or you want to brush up on your IT skills, then swing over to our website, and while you're there, be sure to sign up for a free trial.